tear up families, and families are really a very important aspect of humanity. A man needs a woman and a wife and a family, and vice versa. Unless, of course, he's gay. But even there, gayness is another story, I'm sure, in jail or prison. Okay, time for a break. Let's stop these. By the way, one of the things I forgot to mention about why people commit crime is that they have no profession or no job training. Now, that's really an easy situation to straighten out, and I'm sure for less than $60,000 a year, we could help someone develop an occupation instead of allowing them to try and solve their problems through criminal actions. You see, when somebody commits a crime, it's because they do have a problem. And in their mind, committing that crime that they commit is the way to solve their problem. Now, it doesn't mean that they're right. It doesn't mean that that's the thing to do, but it helps you to understand that they feel they're right, and they feel that that's the action they need to take to solve their problem. Now, you've heard that expression, it's easier to say something than it is to do it. And you know, that's very true. It's one of the major things that you learn in life is that it's easy to say, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to build this house, I'm going to start acting this way, I'm going to stop smoking. It's easy to say it. It only takes, what, a few seconds to say something, right? And so when a judge gives somebody, hey, even a month, 30 days in jail, it's easy to say 30 days. It's easy to say 1 year. It's easy to say 2 years, 5 years, 20 years, or life. It's easy. It says in just a few seconds you say that time. But now try doing it. Try doing 1 day in jail. And you know, if you would like to get an idea of what it's like to be in jail, let me recommend this to give you an idea. Go to your bathroom and don't come out for 24 hours. Spend 24 hours in your bathroom without going out for anything. Okay? Somebody can give you food if you need it. Have someone give you food, or bring some food in with you. But spend 24 hours in your bathroom, not going out at all. That's what it's like to be in jail. And see how much, see if you think you could even stand 24 hours of being in your bathroom. Because a jail cell, if you have an individual cell, is about as big as your bathroom. So that's a situation to give you an idea about what jail and prison is like. And this is something that needs to be addressed. You know, if the world ever becomes a better place, they will eliminate jails and prisons. Now, some people say, well, if you think there should be no jails and prisons, what would you do with these killers, people who are very violent and very dangerous? Well, I'm not saying we should let these people free, but what I am saying is, if you had all these other people who don't belong in jail or prison, if they were not there, then the few violent people who are a danger to society could be treated more humanely, you see. And incidentally, you know, as I said, there are two kinds of crimes. There's violent and there's non-violent crimes. Now, depending on what you call violent, the violent crimes are somewhere between 2 to 15% of all crimes committed, depending on how you measure the violence, because, you know, it's against the law to assault someone, right? Or they call it battery. Now, if I was to go up to you and touch you without your permission, I'd be guilty of battery, you see. Now, is that a violent crime, just that I touched you and you didn't like it? Or if you kill someone, is that a violent crime? So depending on how you measure it, violent crimes are somewhere between 2 to 15% of all crimes that are committed where people are in jail or prison. So that means if we didn't lock up all these nonviolent people and gave them help in the areas that they needed, why, that already eliminates an awful lot of buildings, and of course it eliminates a lot of guards and a lot of jobs and a lot of things like that, you see. But that money could be better spent, you know. People who aren't working as prison guards or other mean people like that, they could get jobs being counselors, being people to help. You know, we like to think of the police as someone who will help us. And wouldn't it be nice if you had any kind of a problem, even a problem that would be a criminal act, if you could go up to a police and say, you know, officer, I want to rape someone, or I want to break into that store and steal money because I need money. And wouldn't it be nice if the officer would say, well, look, I'm going to help you, just come with me, we'll get you some counseling, we'll help you out, we'll get you straightened out, and then that way you don't have to worry about that. But that's not the way it works at all, of course. If a guy went up to a cop and said, I want to rape somebody, the cop would say, hey, go rape him and then I'll arrest you. That's probably what they would do. But anyway, or maybe they'd get you for attempted rape and throw you in jail and let you rot, throw the key away. That's the kind of psychology that goes on. In any case, I feel that, you know, if the world becomes a better place, we will eliminate jails and prisons. And there are other countries where they either don't have the jails and prisons, or they're at least much more humane in the way they treat their lawbreakers. So I hope that, you know, somewhere along the way people will realize the importance of humanity being humane, and also the world sharing in all the problems that it has in solving those problems. Because there are many different cultures in this world. People believe many different things. There's all kinds of religions. But nonetheless, we are all human beings, and there are things that we human beings have in common, that even though we may have different cultures and different faiths, we can still help each other with these common problems. The problems of environment, the problems of poverty, the problems of race. You see, the problems of mass sickness, you know, people who are getting some kind of disease like the plague or something. There are problems that need to be solved. And, you know, if we could put aside all this cultural stuff and all this religious stuff and work together as human beings, the world could be a better place. And it is possible. It can be done, particularly here in an age when we have communications we've never had before. There are so many ways to communicate. It's just like me. You can communicate with me by sending me an email or calling on my anytime Spagg line. Like that, you see, there's all kinds of ways to get in touch with me, and I'm interested in hearing what you have to say. So I'm hoping that this will help some people think about the important matters of how people are treated. Because it's not just jails and prisons. You know, there are human rights violations going on all over the world. They say that some of the jails and prisons in other countries are even worse than the ones we have in the United States. And then I hear that in China there are a lot of human rights violations going on. You've heard of this Falun Gong religion. It's really basically a very peaceful religion, and yet the government for some reason feels threatened by it. So we have to think about this, because we should all care about each other, and we are the family of man. We are humanity. Understanding is very important, and we should do our best to understand each other, work together, and solve each other's problems. So I'm Jim Spagg. I hope you've enjoyed this show. Gotta go.